Coach Deborah has a passion and purpose to assist young men, ages 15 to 24, to overcome obstacles and build their best lives. She wants to see every young man live out their potential. She has a master's degree in human services counseling, with a major in life coaching. More importantly, she is the mother of 3 boys, who are exceptional, educated, professional men. Coach Deborah believes it is better to train early, rather than need to fix later. She utilizes basic principles and God-led concepts. Sometimes the only thing a young man has is their credibility or their name. The actions they take are based on the decisions they make. Those decisions align with their choices and result in consequences. Coach Deborah can assist you if you are lost, floundering, or confused. Embrace the help and start building your best life today.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Blueprint for Success. We are super excited to have you here. Good evening, Sean. How are you doing?
Good evening, Coach Deborah. I am great, 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 great. It's
Oh, I
good to be here with you.
oh wonderful. I am so excited to have you. I've seen your name a couple times, and I think I tried to connect with you last year, but we are here now, and we're going to make the best of this. We're going to have fun today.
Definitely, definitely. It's always fun when you can get down and just get to the meat of just life and trying to build something and help people that help them to do better in life.
Right. Amazing, amazing. So, everyone, this month we are talking about before the blueprint, because everyone needs a blueprint for success that will help you so much. If you know the details of where you're trying to go, it is so much easier to get there. But there are some things that you have to do to right before you get that blueprint done. So that's what we've been discussing this month. So we're going to get to some more of that today. But first of all, we want to hear about Sean, what he loves to do, have fun, and all this good stuff.
So I'm a easygoing guy. Uh, Grew up with I have is 10 of us in my family. I'm a middle child. I have 8 sisters, and so with that, I was kind of molded and groomed to do. My mom trained us to do everything, even though I was a boy. I was the only boy for 11 years, so I enjoy cooking. Uh, I enjoy laundry. So I'm a down home, easygoing type of guy.
Hey, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it's a good thing when moms take that time to teach the sons how to do things. That's how I was with my boys. I said, you gotta need to learn how to do everything for yourself.
Definitely, definitely. And then when you move away from home, it's not such a big deal because you have all of those tools that you can carry along with you. Uh, my dad was a chef, so I don't know if that kind of went hand in hand. So it's just that our house was always a house with a lot of people in it. It's always food. It's always someone cooking. It was always not to say noisy, but it always was full of life and love.
Oh, love that. That is so great. We need more of that today. So that's just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, everyone, I really appreciate it when you come on, when you comment, when you take time to get involved in the broadcast, because it is for you. And so when we hear those comments from you and you like it and you share, we know that it's something that interests you and that makes it better. But so we always appreciate your likes, comments, and shares. And thanks so much for tuning in. Well, our topic today is a good one. And I know as soon as everyone saw it, that they were going to say, hey, she misspelled that. But our topic is get an app, and it's AP, get an app. And I know everyone was saying, oh, she spelled that wrong. But no, I did not. Because that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about accountability partners, because an accountability partner can support you and help you to keep commitments on your desired goals. And this person is often a trusted friend, it may be an acquaintance, it could be a parent, a mentor, or someone like that. But that's what we're talking about tonight, accountability partner. So, Sean, have you ever had an accountability partner help you? And if so, please tell us about your experience. If you've never had one, tell us maybe about a failed experience that would have gone better if you had had an accountability partner.
So when I heard the question, I thought back of my youth and the village I was surrounded by. I think growing up in the islands in the Bahamas, we always had people that we had to be accountable for. It was just our neighbors, our teachers. It was no escaping. Who you were. My priest, young Smitty, come over here. So you couldn't hide. There was no hiding. There was always people who held you, in high regard. Oh, you're one of them Smith children. Who's your daddy? Who's your mother? And so there was always someone there. But for me, my accountability partners started, I think at age 19, 18, 19, when I went to a retreat, youth retreat meeting, something called Spark for young men. And I gave my life to Christ that weekend. And from that weekend, every Thursday we had a meeting. So we had these older guys, married guys with wives and kids, and young guys in high school or just finished high school, and they had us every Thursday. We'd rotate homes, and we'd have a little prayer. We'll talk, we'll sing and praise and worship. And they didn't only talk about Christ, but they talked about their lives, what they were doing, and how they were coping with problems with spouses. They would talk about problems with kids, and so there was one older guy who really took me on his wings. And so when I want to make a decision on stuff, I'll run it by him. Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And two, sometimes I was there just for listening there for him, where he would just, hey, this is going on, and so that's my first introduction to accountability partner. Through my life, I've had people who I could always go to and say, hey, what do you think? I remember me changing my first major job. uh, I wasn't getting along with a manager, and I went to a co-owner of this company, and I poured my heart out to him because he was a friend. He was friends with my uncle, and his brother taught me in high school, and so it was a friend of the family, really. And he said, hey, listen, your decision in life is gonna be your decision, good, bad, or indifferent, but they're your decisions. Uh, you're in control of that. What do you want to do? And it carried me on. I he helped me get another job. He sent me to his brother who was a manager at the boiling company, and I moved from one job to the next by just going to someone and say, hey, I'm having a problem. What do you think? How should I handle this?
Mhm.
And so and from there he always checked on me. So yes, I've had several accountability partners. I still have accountability partners in my life. Like I said before, I was raised in a village, and I'm still of that mindset that it takes a village. And even though you're in your 20s or 30s, it doesn't stop because we're still learning. We're still learning. And so you have to have people in your life who mean you well. And, you know, like I say, there's seasons in your life. People will come and people will go. Don't worry about that. But if you have Christ in your life too, as a real head, he will send people into your life. He will send you what you need.
That's right.
So I'm
Yes.
just blessed and thankful that I have people in my life who holds me accountable and who calls and check on me. Hey, being from the Bahamas and being in Dallas, Texas, it's a far cry from home, but I've been so blessed. I have a pastor in Shreveport. he's blessed. He's 94, and his son and I work together, and they have adopted me as their son. So they call and check. Hey, what are you doing? How you doing? I ain't see you. When you coming home? So I'm blessed.
That's wonderful. And that can make a big impact on your life when you have someone, and then some people can kind of like to see what buttons they can push, but a lot of people are there to assist you. So when you have someone that has your back, that's a great feeling.
It is a great feeling. And I'll tell you something too. Birds of a feather flock together. If you wanna succeed, you gotta hang around people who are about something, who are about their business. You don't want to hang around those persons who getting up late and staying out late. If getting up early and hitting the streets or hitting the job, if you hang with stars, you could become a star.
All right.
Those people who holds you accountable, not just maybe in your spiritual walk, but in your everyday walk. And that's throughout your life, throughout your whole person of life, whether it's spiritual, financial, everything.
Yes. Awesome. Dan, regardless of your work ethic, commitment, or focus, sometimes life happens and you may forget an essential goal or choose to drop the ball. Some people want to see others succeed, but Brady, Jocelyn, I know people like you want to see not only your children, but others, your mentees, students, people from your churches. You want to see them succeed. So,
So yeah,
Sean.
so I often think about this. As you get older and you go through seasons of life, think about for young people when you retire, or older people when you retire, you don't want new people around you. You want those same persons that was in the ditch with you to sit now on the beach somewhere, drinking a fruity drink and saying, "Hey, remember when we did this? Or remember when we went through that?" So, you know, for me, I want to carry people along with me so that we can look back and we can just marvel at look where God has brought us from. You know, from my group of brothers that when we gave our life together, I have about three of them are pastors. And so we still keep in touch, and we still, hey, remember when we gave our life, and we still encourage each other. We might not see each other every day, but those are the people who really know you, and those people who are maybe far away but are still cheering for you. And so, like I said, when you retire, you want those same people along with you.
All right. Yeah, so true. Like I see Henry Holmes is on here. He's a retiree. My husband is a retiree. So yeah, they like hanging together.
Going on the golf course.
Yes. So is finally when you're looking for an accountability partner, is there a particular type of person that you think would be essential, or will anyone fit the bill of being an accountability partner?
I think for accountability partner, you want someone who's going to tell you the truth, the ugly, honest truth. Someone who you respect, and someone who you're going to listen to. I had a cousin who lived here in Texas along with me, and he was my accountability partner. He knew me. He see me doing something. Listen, calm down. Come over here. Let's talk. What's going on? So you want someone who's going to tell you the honest truth. You know, you don't. It's rather to get the truth rather than get a lie.
All right.
If you get the truth, you can even though if you can't handle it or whatever, it's still where now you can work with that. But if someone lied to you and you can't do nothing with that lie. So you want someone who is going to be honest, someone you respect, and someone you almost not almost, but someone that you look up to. You know.
Okay, everybody in the comments, respect and listen to your accountability partner. Put that in the chat. Respect and listen to your accountability partner. Peggy,
You
you will
have to.
find that will really, really help.
Because you know sometimes people come and ask you, hey, what's your opinion? What's your advice?
Mhm.
Like, here's the situation, and you tell them, and then they be like, okay, and they go and do the opposite stuff, and then they come back to you, I'm in trouble because I do the opposite. Did I not tell you how to deal with that situation? Why aren't you listening to me? So if I'm pouring pouring myself into you, or trying to pour myself into you, you have to listen. So that comes along with respect. So if I respect you, I'm going to listen to you. You know, that's foremost.
Right. Yeah. 'Cause, that's even like when you're on a job and you have a group of people or someone that you can see potential in, and you go to them and you may give them an extra assignment, or you may, say, well, you need to do this, this, this. Oh, she riding my back, or he riding my back. And you're really trying to be that accountability partner, really for them, to help them and groom them so that they can move to the next level.
Yeah, I think this new generation is a little different. Whereas for us, you could rough us up. Well, I know for me, growing up with the type of house I was raised in, you have to have thick skin, and so you sometimes got to let stuff go over your head. And these kids nowadays, you have to kind of sometimes you have to kind of redirect your approach, you know. But it's when someone is taking time out to tell you something, I mean, for me growing up, that means that they cared a whole lot. Because if they weren't saying nothing to you, then when it's time to, especially for an example, let's say you're on a job and you're an intern and you have someone riding you. That person is riding you because they want to keep you around. But if that person ain't saying nothing to you, when it's time for that internship to end, you're gone. But if that, yeah, if you're listening and you're doing everything that person is saying, then that person is like, well, you know something. For one, this person, he or she listens. He or she takes responsibility. Responsible. They take direction, and so those are the type of people. People always they want people that they can kind of mold.
All
I
right.
never forget. I had a gentleman I worked with, and he worked on a cruise ship when he was young. And he said, dinner served for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This one gentleman would leave him a penny, and he was getting kind of frustrated. This guy's tipping him a penny, and at the end of the cruise, the gentleman said, "Hey, if you can bring me back every penny I gave you, I'll give you a tip." And because this guy was saving those pennies, he was able to get his big tip. So you sometimes you get tested.
All
And if
right.
you're not paying attention, you know, you can lose.
That's right. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Jocelyn, for putting that in. I know some people are driving and you can't put it in, so don't try, but thank you so much, Jocelyn. All right, Sean, can you tell us three basic things that an AP should know about a person's goals to ensure that they hold them accountable appropriately?
I think I have three things, but I think the most important thing is knowing who that person is and where they came from.
Hmm.
Knowing who they are and where they came from, and then where they're going is gonna then you can kind of help that person to where they're going. Because for me, when I with one of my accountability partners, my cousin, uh, he know who I was, who I am to my core. And so when I strayed from that, he was able to pull me in because he knew who I am, and my history, my parents, and how I was raised. So then you can kind of plot a future. Then the accountability partner can really help you to say, hey, all right, here's what I see, and helping you to get to the next level. But your past and who you are to the core then can help you to get to your future in terms of being an accountability partner.
Okay, that's great. Well, having an accountability partner or being an AP are both crucial components of ensuring that a person stays on the course of their journey. You're there to try to help them, so you want to make sure that they are on course. The accountability partner will help with time frames, staying on task, and staying motivated. So, Sean, how can you give our young men two benefits that they will gain by having an accountability partner, and provide potential accountability partners two tips that will assist them in being a great asset to their partners?
Yeah, uh, it's a great question. Before I answer that question, I want to kind of double back in being, having an accountability partner. You will fail. You will fail, and some things may fall through a crack. But never let that discourage you from disconnecting from your accountability partner, or even when you go wrong, or if you don't take a particular advice and you want to go a different route. But just know that that person is always going to be there, and there's still hope for redemption. Uh, but some tips for accountability for kids, you know, having an accountability partner is crucial in terms of for older people. We've seen a lot and we've gone through a lot, so we can kind of help you and steer you from the pitfalls. So it's important to have someone who can really just be honest and brutally honest with you. I think sometimes we 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 tend to, when we talk to young people, we want to put bows and ribbons and make it all fruity. But sometimes you just need someone that's just to tell you the honest truth and tell you, the good, the bad, and the ugly from what they've gone through, because we've all gone through it. And so, you want someone who's going to tell you just the truth. I go back to that word, the truth. You know, uh, growing up as a child in the '90s, where I'll just kind of stray off a little bit. You know, in high school, I had some friends who I was always kind of talkative, and we had this teacher who came, and she was giving us a talk on STDs. And this guy was like, "Hey, ask this question." I asked the question, and the facilitator was a family friend, and she answered the question. And it was a rough question for me to ask, but she answered the question, and my friends then looked and was like, "Wow, you were right with what in that saying." But it was a rough question, but it needed to be asked, but it was answered. So having an accountability partner who's going to answer your questions, the good, the bad, and the ugly, is very important, very vital, with someone who's going to be honest and open with you.
Good.
I'm just looking to make sure I answer your question correctly. Did I hit all the points?
Okay, good. Tips for the guys and then tips for the accountability partners.
Okay, so tip for the guys. Guys, don't despair. Hold fast. Set goals, and make sure you tell your accountability partner who you are and where you want to go. And hopefully, if you're honest, and you have to be honest with yourself. I think it comes with being honest with yourself. If you're honest with yourself, that's the beginning of anyone being able to help you to reach to that end goal. And for accountability partners, it's rough for these young people. Uh, we can't count them out. We got to keep on working. They're different. They may not be as tough as we are. They may not be as resilient as we are. Uh, for some of us, but they're our future. And if we're to have a country or a world where we leaving a legacy, you got to hand the baton off. You can't let him come and grab it with your dead hands. So grab somebody and show that person all that you know. Pour into that person so that our future could be brighter. You know, I think so many times we as adults, we kind of get upset with kids because they're not doing it our way. They're not probably say as tough as we are. And so we tend to, all right, we move on. We can let that person go. But it's so important to have patience and like I said, pass the baton on to our next generation coming up, so that my dad told me one time, son, you can't be like me. You have to be better. And so in order for them to be better, we have to pour all that we have of us into them. So be patient and grab somebody to help to pass a baton on to.
That's good. This accountability partners are very important. I think, but one of the things I want to piggyback on, go back on, is the qualities of the person that, if you're asking someone to hold you accountable, what type of characteristics do you think they should have? So, Catherine, if you not driving, if you could put a characteristic that you think would be good for accountability partner. Because, like one, I think, somebody might want to pick one of their friends, and that friend may always be late. They may, do sloppy work.
Yeah.
They're not dependable. So how are they going to help you if they have all those flaws?
Yeah. Like I said, if you're a star, you have to hang with stars. If I want to get into technology, if I want to get into computer, I can't hang with someone who's a chef. I mean, that person might have a little knowledge of computers, but I need to go to an IT person who can really help me and give me the ins and out of a computer. So, you have to go ahead and look for someone who have qualities that you're trying to get. That person who is, you want to be an IT person, that person who's to the next level in IT. That person who has, real good, and in fact, you can even do this. Everybody has something good about them. So you might have Don, he's good with being on time. You can have Frank, he's good with being, relating to people. You can have Fred over here, who's good with IT. You got three persons right there that you can go and pick their brains and say, hey, can you hold me accountable on how do you be on time? Can you hold me accountable on being on time? Can you hold me accountable for the next thing? And so you might not have one accountability partners. You might have three accountability partners that make up one person, but you take the best out of everybody, and then you plant that, and then you want to water it so that it can grow in you, so that you can be better than they are.
Okay. Let's see. Catherine says, I would want my accountability partner to be trustworthy. Yes, a great characteristic. I want them to tell me the truth. That's what you said, Sean, and not what they think I want to hear. Yeah. That's great. That's good. Yes.
Yeah.
Because you don't want those attaboys. You want to know
No.
what is it that I need to work on to make me better.
To make you better, you have to hear the truth. The truth is, everyone nowadays, they want, everyone want to hear, hey, you're good, you're good. In school, I learned everyone loves attaboys and attagirls, but it's not every day. It's not about attaboy and attagirl. Some days you got to have a come to Jesus,
Yep.
and those come to Jesus. It is rough sometimes, but it makes you better, I look back at when I was being raised and being punished for stuff that I did. Those stuff made me better. I look back at it now and I'm like, wow, you know, as an adult, I look back at stuff that older people were telling me, and I really see what they were trying to teach me, and now I can really appreciate it. I can say, wow, I learned this from from Frank over here. I learned it from Joe over there, and it made me a better person. On my first job, one of the things my boss was he was a stickler about being on time. My father, he was a stickler about being on time. And so for me, I hate being late. If I'm late, I don't want to go.
I
I
hear
am
you.
on I am on time because it was drilled into me. I'm disciplined where I can give up during Lent, I give up certain things. And so I'm disciplined because of my boys brigade captain. You know, he taught us discipline. You know, I'm disciplined because of my dad. My dad every Lent he would give up drinking. I'm disciplined, and so I learned a lot of stuff from family members and my village. The village around me that carried me and made me. I am who I am because of my village.
That's good. Great information, great insight. Thank you, Catherine and Jocelyn, for your input. That was great, 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 great. Well, I love talking about accountability partner and all the things that we've talked about this month to get you ready for that blueprint. And I cannot believe Thursday will be next month, February.
It just rolls around so quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, so quick. So for February, our theme is going to be derails while working your blueprint. So, we truck along, we do our plans, we listen for God to give us those plans, we write them down, and we try to be diligent. However, life happens, things pop up. Are you going to know what to do when you get those derails? So that's what we're going to be talking about during February. And starting out Thursday, it's Thursday Live with Coach Deborah. And my topic is going to be Plan B. Plan B. So
it's
thank you.
it's not what happens to you, but how you deal with what happened to you.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
That's so good. Yep. Can't blame anybody else. It's how you react.
Yep.
Hi, Gwen. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, so as we plan to close out, do you have anything that comments or advice or anything you want to give as your closing remarks?
Yes. Accountability partner is crucial, and I think that comes with planning. You have to plan out where you're going. You know, and planning where you're going. Having that person who walks aside on side of you, that accountability partner is really going to help you to get to that next level, to actually fulfilling your goals. So you know and whatever you do, you always want to have someone who's walking on the side of you, whether that's in work, whether that's socially, whether that's at churches, our pastors, eh? So you always want to have someone who's walking on the side of you who can say, "Hey, what are you doing over there? No, don't go that way. Come this way." So trying to get to where you want to get to, and you will next month. We'll get into, like Coach Deborah said, about when you get sidetracked, and you might get sidetracked along the way, but you know those persons are there to help you get back on track and help you stay on track. And so that's why accountability partner is so important, uh, in terms of this walk that we call life. And I have another quote: "No one walks alone. If you're walking alone, you're doomed to fail. Get somebody to walk along with you." For us as men, that's why we get married, eh? We need someone that's going scripture. God saw that Adam was lonely,
Right.
so he put him to sleep, and he got him a helpmate to walk on the side of him, not behind him, on the
Right.
side of him.
Side.
All right. So, guys, go and get a help partner, a helpmate, accountability coach to help you in this thing that we call life. Do not try to walk alone. You don't need to walk alone. There's no need to walk alone. There are people out there who want to hand you a baton to make you be great in your next level of life. So go there and get someone who is willing to be honest and truthful with you.
Great tips. Thank you so much, Sean. It's a pleasure having you on.
Pleasure was all mine.
All right, everyone, don't forget to check out my website, www.buildyourbestlife.org. Check out the blog that comes out each Monday and the calendar of events. First event is going to be May, and May will be here before you know it, our Mothers and Sons seminar. So keep us on your radar. You know, this year, Build Your Best Life, we are declaring Jeremiah 29:11 over everyone's life, but especially our mothers with sons and our young men. Because guess what? God knows the plans that he has for your life. He wants you to do what? To have prosperity, not disaster. And he wants you to have a future that you hope for. So design your blueprint based on the plans that God has given you, not your friend, not your parents. The plans that God has given you, follow them and build your best life. And then guess what? Remember, building your best life is our slogan. It's not building your best life is our commitment. That's not a slogan. It's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. I thank you all for tuning in today. Thank you so much, Sean, for taking time to be here with us today. Y'all be blessed. Take care, and everybody stay warm. Good night.
Good night, everyone.